Hey everyone, it's VM Campos Magic Fan. I think my microphone is way too loud. Just one moment. Please hold. Or does my microphone sound okay? Nope, it sounds way too loud. Let's put it right there. So even though I thought I set my settings right, they're never right until things go live. So anyway, welcome to the stream. It's been a little while. I guess after Comic-Con I haven't been live recently. Stuff and things. But we're back. We'll see if people stop by to say hello as I do some gameplay. If you're here watching the stream afterwards, check the chapter stops to jump to the different spots, I suppose. There's supposed to be automatic chapter stops. But in any event, let's get some gameplay done right after I check my cams. So if we go over to full screen cam, that looks pretty good. When I want to show something full screen, maybe a cool Polaroid photo or something, hey, I guess I could sell these on the Patreon. And then over on the web browser cam, web browser cam was working a moment ago, but don't worry, we'll get it to work this time. Like that. Okay, so web browser cam is working. Oh, look at that. Dominar United is spoiled already. Yay, new cards. Didn't cards just come out? Anyway, speaking of cards, let's jump over to the card cam. Okay, well, let's fix the card cam. Click on that. Is that going to awaken it? What about that? Is that going to awaken it? Oh, there we go. There's the card cam, and it's upside down. Okay, one moment. Let's see. Right-click that. Transform. Rotate 180. There we go. So there's the card cam. We're going to open a pack of Commander Legends. That's what I have on hand that we will open up. And we've also got the various sort of things like the BRB and such, and most importantly, the game cam. Okay, there's the game cam. And let's just see if the chat is working here. Chat. There we go. That should pop up somewhere. Where's my chat? Where's the chat? Hey there, Gabe. You're just in time. Oh, there we go. There's the chat popping up right there. Perfect. So the main game cam is up. That's working. We got the game cam running over here. Then we've got full screen cam over here. Looks good. Web browser cam over there. Looking good. And then the card cam right there for cards later. All right. So we got all of the cards, all of the cams opening up right there. So once again, thanks for stopping by, Gabe. It was really cool seeing you and your wife the other day at the game store. We should do that again sometime. Say to her, hello to her if she's there. And I'm going to start the gameplay in just a moment. Actually, let me just update my webcam just a little bit. It looks a little bit dark. Let's kind of bump up the... It's a little better. Let's bump up the color like that. We'll start to do a little gameplay. So apparently I haven't really logged into Arena in a little while. So I have 3 quests to go through. Let's see. Cast 20 creatures, or cast 20 red or green spells, or cast 20 white or blue spells. Okay, I can do the... Yeah, same here. I want to see about meeting up. Michael is saying something in the Discord, the card Discord, about possibly meeting up on campus next week. Now, the thing about campus, though, is that there's so much construction going on, and the student center, to my knowledge, is completely closed. So where we would used to play at the student center, I don't think it's open at all. And I don't know what they're doing nowadays with the new temporary student center as the construction goes on. But then, of course, we can try to find some Fanboy Gaming or the Jack in the Box. So yeah, I definitely want to do another game soon. Last time I was there, I got there a little bit late, so we kind of wrapped it up. Or we can also do one earlier and then go to the Savoie bar right there and then get a drink or two and then play. So we'll do some fun stuff. Speaking of which, I gotta go get my drink in a moment before we play. But I want to re-roll this quest right here. All right, here we go. So cast 20 creatures, cast 20 black or red spells, cast 20 white or blue spells. That's what I want to play. So I got a brand new deck that I haven't been streaming recently, but I've still been playing on and off, and I've made 2 new decks. So tell me which one sounds more interesting to play. I've got this deck right here, Tiny Bones. So this is a skeleton-focused deck. Basically, all the creatures are skeletons. And the point of Tiny Bones is that when your opponent discards cards, that draws you a card. So I've got skeletons and ways for the opponent to discard cards so I can draw cards. That's one deck we can play. The other deck that I've got is my Coven deck, which is all about witches and, all of the witches familiars like black cats and rats and slugs and creepy things. So what do we want to play? Do we want to play skeletons or do we want to play witches? That'll be great. We can bring our construction helmets or Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box Vampire Gaming would be fun. Yeah, I like going to Jack in the Box just because then you can actually eat stuff. At Fanboy, you can really only eat what they have there, and it's not an amazing selection. But at Jack in the Box, I can get myself a nice hamburger while I cast my spells. Definitely got to get some drinks next time. Yep, let's plan that. I know not everyone in the group wants to do that. Gio is old enough. He's 21 now, but he's a good boy. He doesn't want to drink yet. So we might convince him. And then like Stevie, he's barely like 19 and a half. So we can't. Not really. He is at least 21, but we got to convince him too. So us that can handle the spirits and not just the spirits of magic. But yeah, we might get a drink beforehand and such, or maybe sneak it into the Fanboy or Jack in the Box. So what do we want to play? Skeletons or witches? I know Mark was saying earlier that he was going to drop by 2. It was raining for him in New Zealand at the moment, and he was and also because it's the southern hemisphere, the seasons are opposite. We're here in California or northern hemisphere. It's summertime for Mark in New Zealand. Tom in Tasmania. It's the southern hemisphere, so it's winter for them. Like, I can't even understand that. And then so let's play this witches deck first. So this Witch's Coven's kind of a fun card. You summon this witch, but then she brings 2 more witches, and each one has different weird abilities, scary witch abilities. Now it does cost 6 mana, but I have a way to get there. I've been seeing so many people play this deck. People freaking love this Goshen Tai of Life's Origin. People love that card. I see it so often. That's okay. We'll get her done. Now, I've seen a variety of how people play this deck, but it can get very annoying very quickly. Skeleton sounds enticing, so does witches. Yeah, we'll play both, but for the moment, let's play witches. And I'm going very well with my ramp. I should be able to bring out my witches very quickly. They're ramping there also, so they're going to bring out their commander in a moment. But I'm still kind of setting myself up. I should have all my witches on hand next turn, so they'll have their commander as well. Oh, not yet. Okay. I guess they're trying to play it safe. So double mana, Destiny Spinner. Okay, that's a good one. But let's get our witch party started. Here we go. Listen to this. Do you hear that cackling? So funny. I don't actually love any of those abilities, but we'll do that one. And we'll just make a bunch. Nah, we'll scry. Do you hear all those witches cackling in glee? And then the opponent is like, done. See, you get the power of like the Witch Coven, and the opponent just like, what am I even gonna do? So I had one witch that was giving my, well, actually not, technically not a witch, sorry, warlocks. So the Hourglass Coven, they're all warlocks. A hag warlock. That makes me think, how many creatures in the world of magic are actually of type warlock? We'll see this in a moment. And how many are of type hag? Let's see those in a moment. But the main witch, or the main hag, makes the other warlocks +1/+1. Cool. Then she summons two more at the same time with kind of random effects. And this one, at the beginning of my turn, I make a skeleton. So I get a free skeleton every turn. And it's a 2/2, but becomes a 3/3 because of the main warlock. And then the third witch, at the beginning of your upkeep, scry 2. So I get to see the future. And me with my graphic design degree, I'm dying inside when I see bad graphic design. I can't believe this exists. I can't believe Wizards of the Coast, multi-billion-dollar company, cannot hire a graphic designer to fix this. But in the world of graphic design, this is horrible. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry 2. That's horrible graphic design because that 2 floating by itself there, all by itself, is like a big faux pas in graphic design. You're not supposed to leave one word all by itself on a line. It is very artistically bad. So simply to fix that, all they needed to do was push the word scry to the next line. On the left side, the text is way too close to the left. That's another graphic design faux pas. On the next line, it should say scry 2 on one line so that it's not a dangling single word. That would have just been an easy way to fix that as a little bit of graphic design tips. So this one's fine. Well, actually, I was going to say this one's fine, but nope, they've got the same thing. The rule is basically if the next line down does not go at least halfway as long as the previous line, that's bad graphic design. So here where the word token is all by itself, that's also bad graphic design. They should have moved. This is awkward. Create a 1/1 black skeleton creature token. If you move creature token to the next line, that would be okay. Then you got a big gap there, but then there's too much to the left. Yeah, Wizards, you should hire me to do your graphic design. And then this one is adequate, but battlefield. Anyway, so we won that. And I was going to check over here how many. Let's switch over to the the web browser cam for a moment. There are 71 cards in the world of Magic with Warlock as their creature type. Now, I'm curious. Show it to me by the order of oldest to newest. Let's see, ascending. Can it do that? And then I think also not is reprint. So show me only original. No, how do you do that? Not exclamation point. No, that's in JavaScript. It's minus. Is reprint, I believe. Is that how they do it here? Yeah, there it is. Okay. So the very, very first. Okay, it used to be a human wizard. It was called Dread Warlock. But back then, it could only be a human wizard. But now, officially, it is a human wizard warlock. Huh, that's dumb. It's worth 6 cents. It was printed in 2009. Dread Warlock can't be blocked except by black creatures, which nowadays they would call fear, I believe. I don't know who to pity more, those who flee from my presence or the damned who can withstand it. Some fun flavor text, cool art by the artist Darkin. That was the very first Warlock, although it wasn't a Warlock when it was first printed. Then after that, we got, apparently it wasn't until years and years and years later. Wait a minute. Yeah, it wasn't until years and years and years later that we got any other Warlocks. Barrow Witches on Eldraine. Piper of the Swarm, Eldraine. They brought a lot of warlocks in Throne of Eldraine. Layla, I forgot she was a warlock. Daring, Fiend Bonder. They totally fleed so fast. Kervik the Spiteful. That's a character from Magic from the 90s, but they didn't make a card of him until the 2020s. What else? Kel's Fight Fixer, Witch of the Moors. This one's really cool. This warlock has 6 arms. Brina the Demagogue, Bird Warlock, really cool art. Guillaume, Master Chef, not Master Chief, that's a different game. Author of Shadows. Ooh, that's amazing art on that. Creature Shade Warlock. When this enters the battlefield, exile all cards from all opponents' graveyards. Choose a non-land card, exile this way. You may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend any. Oh, you get to exile everyone's graveyards, and you get to steal 1 card that was exiled for you to cast forevermore. Tivash Gloom Summoner, cool art on that. Vane Witch Coven. Auriculor Mage, cool art on that too. Why are there 2 of these? Okay, yeah, because there's the version on Arena that's been changed. Extus. Young Necromancer. So there's a little character right here cosplaying as Liliana. Flavor text. Who needs imaginary friends when you've got dead ones? So yeah, there's been a bunch of warlocks printed much more recently. And there was that old warlock with a new name. And one more thing, we'll get back to the gameplay. So I was wondering how many hags are there? There's 11 hags in the world of Magic, but I wanted to show it to me in order of release. Oops. Ascending, and then not reprints. So minus is reprint. All right, so Brine Hag was the very, very first hag. Originally, it was Summon Hag, amazing Quentin Hoover art from way back in Legends, way back in 1994. And nowadays, it is simply Creature Hag. And we've got Scarwood Hag, another classic card. This is from the Dark and Cinematics. Classic artist, love his art as well. And we didn't have any until Shadowmoor, Eventide, etc. Violine the Hedge Mage. Cool art on that too. Todd Lockwood. All of these hags have amazing art. Nidlesham. Wow, that's cool art there. It's monochromatic. She speaks only in vile epithets, spitting out curses and obscenities that harm others just by hearing. So she has Tourette's syndrome, basically. And yeah, all of these other hags have there hasn't been a hag in a while. They were mostly all in that block. Eventide. And then we got Journey into Nyx, Fate Unraveler. That was in 2014. Sea Hag. Brine Hag, Sea Hag. Ooh, that's kind of a cool callback. Sea Hag. This one can have an adventure or can be a creature. And lastly, the latest hag to be printed is this Hourglass Coven that made the opponent rage quit before I even got too far. So back to the gameplay. There's a little digression to look at Magic cards. Classic Magic cards throughout the years. Getting my rewards for the day. So how's your week been? Have you worked on your deck or looked through your deck to get it ready for the next gameplay? I hate this card so much. Yeah, Jadar is horrible. So at least I've got removal on my opening hand. So okay, we'll be able to remove it once. Hopefully I get more removal. This is one of the cards that just triggers me. It's such a good card. Look at this. It's a 1/1, sure, but every turn it automatically makes a 2/2. If you don't have it, it automatically creates one. So every turn it is creating, see right here, 2 mana, you've already got 2 creatures. So overpowered. Now I do have this removal, so I get to let them cast it again, but they'll be then casting it very quickly. Been thinking about doing a black-blue deck and also a red-black deck in the future. I like black-blue cards. I'd be happy to give you any advice, or if I've got some extra black-blue cards there next time we hang out, maybe I can bring them over. But I like black-blue definitely. See, they did a misplay right there. They should have attacked. I can't block. And then it would have hit me. And then let's give him one of these amazing thumbs up. You did a great job, opponent. But anyway, they should have attacked first, and then in response, done the damage, then sacrifice the skeleton, and then Lothleth. Yeah, this is gonna. Yeah, this is too much. The opponent has way too many good cards. Yeah, just remind me next time when we do the next get together. Just remind me on the chat, and I'll put aside some cards for when we meet up. So I'm planning on doing some gameplay, nothing too fancy. I'm not going to draft, just do a little gameplay. We'll do the Cracker Pack. I think I want to do some photo, show off some photos. I'm getting back into photography, so... Alright, so the opponent has a very good, most likely a strategy, a turn 1 wall. That'll then start attacking very powerfully on turn 4, maybe turn 3. If it is a powerful... Okay, nothing on turn 2. Good. Give me a chance to build up a little bit. Turn 3, nothing. Oh no, I've got my Death Baron. So on this witch deck, this warlock deck, it's these like creepy creatures and stuff. Here's an eye bat. Ah yeah, so next turn they already have their commander, but they don't have any wall yet. Don't have anything. Can't play that Gilded Lotus yet. Kind of playing slowly. Alright, they're gonna do a bunch of land here. I'm gonna put down the opponent's choices because that is not a wall. So your deck isn't as synergistic as it could be. Hopefully this triggers them and makes them rage quit because it killed their amazing creature and gained life. Alright, went for it. Cool art on that. Hey there, Stevie, how are you doing? We were just talking, me and Gabe, about our next meetup. He's thinking of making a brand new... Uh-oh, opponent is passing with counterspell magic. Let's see if they are going to play fair. Yep, they're going to play fair. Okay. Have enough mana for my Solvent. That's a card I use in real life. 7 mana, destroy anything. But let's see what the opponent does here. Oh yes, if you didn't know, Steve, Journey Tree is Gabe. Have you told us the origin story of that name? Did I ask that previously? Alright, so the opponent is thinking a lot of thoughts. Probably going to pump up the creature with something. One of those things. That's a big old 5/7. Not impressed. Now, what I could do is I could select my creature to block, and then I could learn. Yeah, let's do that. Let's learn, and then try a different... And then they have... Yeah, let's learn. Let's exchange this card for hopefully a better card. Although they have something in their hand that keeps them... I'll helpfully point it out that you still have mana open for you to do something over here, opponent. Yeah, I'll go over here. They can see that. So anyway, yeah, let's learn. Get a little cat. Not amazing, but that's okay. Sometimes that triggers people. All right, so there we go. Opponent, they're passing. Okay, so here's our thing here. Play the cat. Got enough mana next turn for my witches. Warlocks, actually. Witches, give 'em stitches. Journey tree essentially means doing your own journey, growing your own tree. But the tree of life is infinite. It involves all of us on the journey of life, whatever that may be. That's cool. That is a good origin story. It makes sense. It's a cool name. Cool. I think I remember when I first saw that you had that YouTube channel and I followed you, then I forgot you had it for a while, and then when YouTube alerted me about a new video, I thought, what's this journey tree again? The name sounds cool, but I don't remember. When did I subscribe to this? And then when I saw the video and then I saw that it was you and going off to adventures, then I remembered and then it stuck with me. Oh, okay, yeah, that's Gabe's channel. Kind of how like there is Monopoly, but with mini versions. Yeah, that's so funny. I hear all of these jokes about no one really likes Monopoly, and there's so many versions of it, and why are there so many versions of Monopoly? And has anyone ever actually even played a complete game of Monopoly? And I've played it, and I don't remember playing it properly because it just feels so complex, and I haven't played it in years. I don't know, 20 years. I don't even remember. I'm sure I've played it, but I just don't remember. Now the thing is, I can't find my Scrabble game. I used to be a Scrabble fiend. I loved Scrabble. Okay, opponent, you drew a whole bunch of things, and now you have to discard like 3 cards. So anyway, Scrabble. I love Scrabble, and all right, that's gonna get my opponent angry. But anyway, I just love those witches with their hilarious... Yeah, let's trigger the opponent by milling them viciously every time. Alright, so this opponent is not really playing this Arcades deck very well. I haven't seen them really bring out any walls to do shenanigans, so we'll see how it goes. There we go, there's Arcades, and you have 2 mana open. I have 2 mana open, that could be a counter spell. Nope, they're gonna use up their mana. Oh well. You get to go get a plains to your already full hand. Guess you can play it. Now on my side, 2 of my warlocks are going to mill the opponent viciously. You're gonna mill them for 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exile. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exile that. This is all kind of very slow. Then I draw my card. Wreck them like that. Bring out this shade. Later on, that shade can get big. Hey there, Mark. Yes, long time no see. We are live this time. Thanks for stopping by. Trying to beat this Arcades opponent. They're finally doing their thing. Finally playing some walls. It might be a little dire at the moment. That's okay. Don't have anything with Death Touch, but we'll go in with a big attack. And then on my side, we mill them for 10 cards. Double witches. All the good stuff getting milled away. The opponent losing their will to live. As it should be. Sorry, Zimone. And then I draw nothing too amazing. Okay, let's just go all in here. Depending how they block that 1/1, then I'll just pump in a bunch of mana into. I can give it +3/+3. All right, so they see that 3/3. You see that 3/3. They'll hit my main witch. That's fine. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, they're like so close to dying. Wait. 3, 4, 5, 6. No, they're dead. They're dead if they don't block. If they don't block my shade, they're dead. So hopefully they don't see. Yeah, they just block my witches. Okay, that's exactly what you need. +1, +1, +1. That's how that goes. Yep, this was the overkill there. So that shade, remember, Mark, in the good old days, the shades of frozen shade, horror shade, fetid shade, the classic shades of magic. We'll look up a few here. They're still around here and there. They're not as overpowered as they used to be. But now here, 1 black mana gives you a 1/1, then pay 3 mana to get +1 as many times as you want, plus lifelink. And so I had 9 mana to dump into it, +3/+3, and then it's a 1/1. So that final bit of damage right there. That final bit of damage there. So Mark, I was just saying that this this shade got me over the top on the win. Let's go look at some shades over here on the Scryfall. So type, show me all creatures that are shade. Number 1, there are 32. Then show me by release date ascending and only original printings. Want to see that classic art. So there we go. Frozen Shade, the first shade. Okay, it's backwards actually. On this modern shade, it's 1 black mana to cast and 3 mana to pump it. On the old days, it was 3 mana to cast and then 1 mana to pump it. I think that's more powerful. Because I needed 9 mana for +3/+3. With that same 9 mana, I would give it +9/+9. Horror Shade, I remember Horror Shade from Ice Age. Beautiful art by Richard Thomas. That one was 4 mana and then black +1. So then they realized, oh, that's too powerful, so let's give it 1 more mana to summon. Ishan Shade didn't have the ability to do the shade effect, although it should have, I suppose, although they didn't really think of it. Shade Knight, but that would have been perfect if it had the pump effect. Double black, +2/+0 or something, I would say. Back when they had quotes from literature. Then we got Fetid Horror. Well, I thought it was Fetid Shade, but Fetid Horror. So that was the Mirage Shade. Again, 4 mana +1. I remember realizing I had, of course, the Ice Age Shade, and then when Mirage came out, I realized, hey, this is the same card, but with a different name, and you can have 4 of them in a deck, but then there's 2 different names, so I could have 8 shades in one deck. So Mono Black Shade Party. Mire Shade from Mirage. Oh, I don't really remember this one. It was an uncommon. The art on that is really weird. I don't even really see. I guess it's a creature over here. 2 mana, black, sacrifice a swamp, put a +1 counter on this playlist as a sorcery. Oh, interesting. So it was the shade effect, but by sacrificing swamps, and it would be a permanent +1. The other shade effects are temporary. What else? Ooh, okay, I remember Darkling Stalker in Tempest. Common, one black regenerate, and then one black +1. That was an amazing shade there. And this is sort of in the art style. Susan Van Camp was doing art from the beginning, I think, but this sort of art style, I remember it in like the later 90s of Magic, that the art style was kind of, yeah, that Fallen Empire Susan Van Camp, but then she went kind of into a little bit more cartoony style that I remember in the second half of the 90s. Oh, way back in Legends Equinox. All right, what other shades? We'll look at a few more shades back to the gameplay. Oh, Dungeon Shade. I remember this one in Stronghold. Yeah, Stronghold. Now it's a 4 mana and it's a 1/1 and it's got the shade effect, but now it's flying. Is this the best shade ever? Now it's a flyer. A sickness stirs in its eyes, a nightmare born in darkened wails. Combat Medic. Yeah, let's go back to Combat Medic for a moment. Remember that there were four arts. 3 mana for a 0/2 nowadays human cleric soldier, but back then you can prevent 1 damage to any player or creature. Nowadays, prevent 1 damage to any target. Technically, you can prevent damage to your opponent's own creatures for some altruistic reason. And then all of the alternate arts. So we had, this is the Susan Van Camp art. We had the Liz Danforth art, the Anson Maddox art, the Edward Beard Jr. art. I don't remember the Beard art that often, seeing it that often. It's really cool. I love the purple and just the wizard of it all. I had a bunch of the Van Camp art. Now that I look at it again, it's kind of like, okay, there's some battling happening back there, cool. Then there's the medic helping the fallen warrior, okay, cool. Then there's like the ghostly visage of someone with an unk on their forehead, and it's a little busy. But then this one's got unique flavor text. We'd no sooner knock 'em back on their heels than that accursed Sawbones would show up and patch 'em back up together again. Ivra yours daughter, quote. So I remember the Anson Maddox one, and it kind of blew my mind to see the Red Cross symbol. Obviously, the earthly Red Cross symbol, we all know it, the medical hospital Red Cross symbol. But then seeing it like that like a red Y, a red symbol like that, although it's not consistent because it's, see, the 2 points are down on the shirt, 2 points down on the box, 2 points up on the creature. But just even that like little thing about all our lives we've seen here on planet Earth, the Red Cross symbol, and then to see like a red Y symbol on the world of magic, that simple thing just kind of blew me away. And now that I look at it again closely, this creature is more creature-ish than I remember. Without combat medics, Acacia would probably not have withstood the forces of chaos as long as it did, in the good old Sarpadian Empire's Volume 6. And then this combat medic from Liz Danforth, I remember also seeing it less than the other ones. Also very cool art on that. Again, old classic magic art, different style, can range from very realistic-ish to very cartoony. This one's more on the realistic level, but also close up. Classic magic art was just more close up, and I miss that. Modern art is just so far away. They want to show so much. But even the Van Camp one over here is showing a lot, but it's still close enough that you see a lot of detail. And then just this one, about that's just so close, filling up the whole frame of art. You see everything, and just great colors and style on that. So that digression there was talking about shades. And on this particular match right now, good old Shade helped me win the match. But looking back on it now, 1 black mana to summon, 3 mana to pump it, compared to the first Shade, 3 mana to summon, 1 mana to pump, but it's got lifelink. And that final bit of damage, the opponent was too busy battling my warlocks, and then the little critters sneaked by, and this one became big. Thirsting Shade. Unfortunately, by Seb McKinnon artwork, that trash artist that has been outed, and I would like to erase the art. Anyway, moving on here. Let's keep playing. So this is a new deck for everyone that's just jumping into the stream at the moment. I haven't been streaming recently, but I've still been playing a little bit, and I made a new deck. This is a Warlock Coven Witch deck with creepy crawlies. We got black cats, we got bats, we've got this and that. We got a brand new subscription. Thank you, Schwa88. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. That means a lot. Hopefully you enjoy the gameplay. And there we go. This is how good this deck is, that the opponent automatically quits as soon as they see what my commander is, as soon as they see that the Hourglass Coven will descend upon them and battle them with their witchy powers, and the opponent just rage quits. Zimone, Quandrix's prodigy, just ran off back to Strixhaven because they couldn't handle the power of the witches. And I had some good stuff here. I had Vraska's Contempt, Extinction Event, the Celestis, Chittering Witch, Skeletons, and all of that. So, okay. It's a win, but I don't think it gets me closer to the dailies. Oh, it does a little bit. Okay. Got a little XP there. Let's try that again. So, yeah, thanks for that sub right there, Schwa88. We are currently at 1,696 subscribers. Almost 1,700 already. How does that happen? Very nice. All right, so this time we got some little bats and scorpions and frogs and witches. See, that's what this deck is about. We've got this Bog Brew Witch, Mort Eye Witch. I get to go first. Got some fun stuff. Play this little frog first. Doesn't really look like a frog to me. It is a very menacing frog. Flavor text. Don't look at me like that. It was either this or being eaten by a Graf. And that was Dina, Witherbloom Mage student. Alright, so we're dealing with some Izzet stuff. Oh no, we're dealing... Okay, I see people play this a lot as well. People love this Miriam deck. Myra Miriam, however you say it. People love that deck. It's a very powerful deck. See, hopefully we don't get run over by that dragon deck. But that dragon deck, that is very powerful. It's a 6/6. It's got Flying Ward 2, so you have to pay 2 extra mana to even target it. And then what it does, when another non-token dragon enters the battlefield, create a token that's a copy of it, except it isn't legendary, and it becomes a dragon. And then they have a mana rock there. So, okay, just getting closer and closer to that. So they can start just making a bunch of copies of their dragons so quickly. And obviously they're going to have amazing dragons to attack me with, so I'm going to need removal. But then I'm going to need the +2 ward to even deal with it, so if I have my 4 mana exile, I'm actually going to need to pay 6 mana. Hopefully I draw my Doomblade, then it'll cost me 4. So that is a very good... So here's... Oh no, okay, so they're not playing that dragon yet. It's going on a little adventure first. Scribe and draw. Missed the land drop, not good. I don't want to be pessimistic, but I'm already behind, so... No removal, missing land drops, no mana rocks. If they make a land drop, they have 5 mana for their... Yep. There's their blue dragon. No, there's their Miriam already. So even if I get removal, I'm missing mana, so... What can I do? I need 8 mana for that. Get a big old 4/3, missing more mana. Okay, not good. So let's sacrifice a creature. Sacrifice a creature to a scry. What can I lose? Let's sacrifice our scorpion. To sacrifice a food. Oh, it's the wrong one. Never mind. I thought I had a different witch. I got a couple witches that do something similar. This is the wrong witch. Yeah, let's just force a block, lose a creature, scry. Alright, please scry me. Okay, I need that land, kind of, but I need removal, but I need land to deal with ward. Skittering Heartstopper at least can have Death Touch, but it's going to be Flying Dragon, so that doesn't do me any good. Lozon. What's this one? Lozon, Dragon's Legacy. Flying. When you cast Adventure or Dragon spell, Lozon's Legacy deals damage to that spell's mana to that target that isn't a commander. Ugh. So, yeah, I'm in big trouble. So we got that. Let's exile that. Draw another card. Got that. That doesn't help either. Just keep attacking. It's going to be 8 damage in the air already, so all my little critters are not good enough yet. Reading every card. Card draw, don't quite need that. Alright, so I hadn't streamed in a little while, and when I sat down a little while ago when I was about to start, I used this app called Mob Crush, which lets me simul stream over to 5 damage to that, not good. That lets me simul stream to YouTube and Twitch, but apparently they were just purchased and they shut off. Yeah, I'm so dead now, because now they're just doing damage every time they summon a dragon. They're killing all my stuff. Every time they attack, they kill all my stuff. Yeah, I'm dead here. The Mob Crush, even with that Doomblade, even if they summon their commander, yeah, I just fell way too far behind. So Mob Crush is no longer free, or they shut it down or something, and I can't simul stream to Twitch and YouTube anymore. So I'm gonna have to see if there is a simul stream solution anymore nowadays. Although it's fine for me just to focus on YouTube. Although I do know a few people that just are Twitch exclusive, like Keeve and Teeks and I think Tom, maybe Rosla. So there's a few people that are just exclusively on Twitch. So that's annoying that I was using this app, but you know, all good things come to an end, especially if they're free. Yay, capitalism. So the app that I was using to simul stream is no more. Then I had to scramble. Oh, what? I have to change my settings to only stream on one platform. I just noticed, okay, they have an Umezawa deck. That's a good one. Minus the creature. Who cares? Oh, they did the life. Okay, I thought they were gonna kill it. That's fine. So they could -1. They rather would gain the life. It'd be a little bit better to kill my creature instead. Each opponent loses whatever. Okay. So they don't have any creatures yet. The way you play that Umezawa deck, and then they've either tucked away a counter spell or a kill spell, but next turn we're getting Memory of Toshiro, or let's actually get rid of that. Yes, opponent, you're quite winning at 29. So they've either foretold... Nope, okay. So they've foretold something. Let's see about this. I'm going to trick them that I've got something in hand. Which I do. Don't need any more lands for the moment. And they get a creature. Cool art on that. That's a 2/2 menace, vehicles, blah blah blah. Something vehicles have menace. Oh yeah, that's the one I use in the Greasefang deck. 5 mana. If you want to resummon your commander, get the party rolling. Uh-oh. And then next turn I'll have out the Coven. They have still that Foretold spell, so it's probably a removal spell, which is fine. I've got a bunch of mana. But then you're going to have 3 targets to deal with. Just love how they cackle. Alright, have them discard, and then have them discard. Yeah, double discard on that. That's vicious. That cackling is hilarious. Alright, so if they have a single kill spell, pick your target. There we go. Exactly. That's actually the best one that they could have killed, because I can just recast it and get 3 more witches. That was actually the worst choice. Best for me, worst for them. They should read the card properly. And the funny thing about this card is that if those... They're not tokens, they're real cards. If these die, they go to the graveyard. I just conjured, because now we have draft a card from the spellbook. These new mechanics, arena-only mechanics. Instead of these being tokens that would have disappeared, they're permanent on the battlefield, and even go to the graveyard. Whoops, you get to discard twice. They're holding back some kind of mana, probably counterspell mana. So that's annoying. Maybe removal. Even if they do one removal, the things are still on the stack, so this still will work. Ooh, that was a good card, but they discarded it. They might have graveyard recursion. That was a good one too. All right, so guess I'll go for it. They're gonna have a counterspell here. Get the shrug ready. If they don't counter it, that'll be amazing. Oh, they didn't counter it. And even if they kill it, who cares? She still does her thing. So now, I'll have the opponent... Yeah, let's mill their graveyard. And then do a 3rd discard. Oh man, triple discard per turn. That is vicious. And then let's just draw a bunch of cards here. And the opponent's done. Yeah, that's way too much value. I got 3 witches, or warlocks actually, that are making them discard. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent discards a card 3 times. And then I've got a... At the beginning of the upkeep, the opponent mills 5 cards and then exile their graveyard. So if they were putting stuff in the graveyard to cheat back in, bye-bye graveyard. And then I've got the Coven Prime that is giving the other ones +1. So that each one of these are 3 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 damage. 27 life, but 15 damage. They just have one little rat rogue on the field. 7 mana away from Umezawa. Yeah, don't mess with the warlocks. Alright, I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to go get a drink. And we got another reward here. We'll play some more. Got a cracker pack to do. Maybe talk some photo stuff. I'm not planning on doing a draft at the day today, but we'll just keep playing and hanging out a little bit, catching up again. But let's take a little break for the moment. Oh, actually, for old time's sake, we need one of these. The opponent ran so far away when they saw my coven, my warlock squad. And we'll take a little break right after this. This is America. Don't got you slipping on. Alright, everyone, we are back, and yes, pay the respects to Jaya Ballard. I haven't read the story myself or looked at the details of the plot of the new story, but Johnny Sleeper Agent has been completed by the Phyrexians, and apparently, spoiler alert, kills Jaya Ballard, a character that's been around in Magic since Ice Age, 1995. And she came back in various times throughout Magic. Got her own Planeswalker card in Dominaria, which came out in 2018. And then some plot point happened that happened. So we'll do a little bit more gameplay. We've also got a crack-a-pack to do and such. So how's everyone doing so far? Let's get back to the gameplay. Thank you. Let's... okay, so we're going to switch over here. Cast 20 white or blue spells. Actually, before I switch to the white decks, what will the monks of Keral keep do without Mother Luti? Exactly. Well, if she taught them well enough, they should be able to fend for themselves a bit. Alright, so I was playing this Coven deck, this Warlock Witch deck, as we saw. It can be pretty fun. The other deck that I built recently, and then I'll switch over to the other decks to complete the challenges, is this Skeleton deck. It's a mono black... oh, actually, let me do right here. Let me do a little show off, no big deal. Dana Fisher is my buddy on Arena, and we all know, of course, Dana Fisher is the little Magic player that was like the youngest Magic player. She was like 9 years old or 8 years old or something when she started playing Magic. And now, of course, she's a little older, and yeah, we're friends right here on Arena, no big deal. Oh, and then there's Palawa / Echidna / Tom, so over in Tasmania, currently playing there. And I forget who Gabu is, but those are my Magic buddies online at the moment. Anyway, Tiny Bones. So this Coven deck is like witchy stuff. It's got bats and black cats and that fun stuff. Tiny Bones is all about skeleton tribal, so basically all the creatures are skeleton plus 2 skeleton lords. And what Tiny Bones does is when the opponent discards a card, you draw a card. So I've got hand discard effects and card draw effects and removal and skeletons and the like. So that's one of the decks that I made recently. I haven't been streaming recently, but I made these 2 decks. What a surprise, they're black focused as usual. And so we'll play this skeleton deck for a bit. Yay, slivers! Slivers are a mistake, and I don't have any removal in hand, but I've got this and that. None of that's very good. Yeah, I'm going to need to play very aggressively. Removal in hand. Not really great removal there, but... at least I get out my commander first. And I can start to discard the Thaumatatatic. Okay, that's... I want that Mind Spike, but I want Tiny Bones out. Alright, so here's the triple play. 2 mana, Virus Beetle, they discard a card. Tiny Bones trigger. And then 1 mana, they reveal their hand, and they just do another discard. So the point of my deck is to have the opponent be discarding their cards, and then I draw cards off of that. Now, one little tricky thing is that some of these cards actually have an exile rather than a discard. So not every card is as synergistic as it could be. How difficult is it to go get the land that you need, opponent? Okay, there we go. So let's get this party started. Virus Beetle, you get the discard. Alright. Mind Spike, I get to see what you got in your hand. And you get to discard the Lightning Helix. Nat vanquishes banner. And then I draw a card off of that. So Lightning Helix, if they have a 1 red mana, they can torch my Tiny Bones, but it only costs 2 mana, so I'll easily bring it back. Nope, they didn't play a red. They have a Dregscape Sliver with Unearth. They have a non-on-theme creature, not a sliver, epic fail opponent. Then Dread Fugue. I could Dread Fugue and Davriel. Let's Dread Fugue first. So many discard. Okay, so let's try to first, if they have first have, alright, there we go. Yeah, get out of here, Mana Weft Sliver. I hate you. And then, Davriel, they're gonna discard their Lit Jara.
The mask is scary, but underneath, I'm just a normal diabolist. Don't think you'll be needing that.
Yeah, they're gonna discard their Lit Jara. There we go. And then at double attacks, they're not going to block with their precious creature. They might attack. I draw a card off of that. Damage every time because they have less than... They have 1 or fewer. They could...
Ooh, sorry. Not really.
They have the mana. They have 5 mana? Yeah, they've got the mana. Nope. Okay, they're gonna Lightning Helix my Tiny Bones. Who cares? They can resummon it extremely easily. They're gonna go get their red mana source. Their Paradise Druid is vulnerable. I can kill it, but it just won't do its thing. There we go. Got their red mana source. Let's give them a thumbs up on that. Anyway, let's have them discard their final card.
Let's tidy up in there.
That was a good one. Then we'll bring back Tiny Bones. No big deal. No attacks. Draw a card off of that. Damage because they have no cards. They have enough mana for their...
Good.
They have enough mana for their Queen Sliver now. First Sliver. Hopefully it's not too bad. Slivers are a mistake. They get a free Diffusion Sliver. That is horrible. All their creatures have Ward 2 now. Amazing. Slivers are a freaking mistake. And then I get no removal, so we are dead. Well, I suppose I can have this Drudge Skeleton as a blocker, as an indestructible blocker. Guess that's the only thing that will save us. Doesn't have trample.
All I've left you is pain.
Getting more lands for some reason. Oh yeah, then it flips over, and what does it do? Untap. Oh, and then it's got the Maze of Ith effect. Alright, well, how's everyone doing? Pretty quiet there. Are you enjoying the stream? Am I talking to myself? Is the game going well? Is everyone off having lunch or something? How's everyone doing? So we've got a big old 7/7 coming our way. Who cares? Because we can block with an indestructible skeleton. Remember Drudge Skeletons? Now we got the Drudge Sentinel. Although it works different than Regenerate. It taps it. I never understood about how they Oh, okay, so one of the things that Tiny Bones does is, this is cool too, pay 6 mana, each opponent with no cards in hand loses 10 life, so Tiny Bones can do 10 damage at a time, although I need my mana I need my hand to be open to do that. I could Davriel to make them discard, but then Davriel dies. Well, let's do it this way. Alright, so everything gets death touch and such. I'll just keep putting pressure and attacking. That is a mean tiny bones. They look tiny, but if they don't have cards in hand, then STP. Okay, fine. My tiny bones is tiny, so I can come back to life relatively easy. Everything's got death touch. I think we'll be pretty safe here. I'm gonna put a... Yeah, I'll keep out this...
Loneliness can hurt.
I'll keep out this death touch. And then unearth that. That comes in with haste. Mana West Sliver comes in with haste as well. Slivers are a mistake. At least it's not triggering the cascade, so that's good. That's good that it's not triggering cascade. So they'll probably double attack over to Davriel. I guess I'll lose Davriel. That's fine. Yeah. Don't want to lose Davriel, but that's fine. Both of those are gonna die. They're not gonna damage me. Who cares? Actually,
This has been a waste of
well,
my time.
it doesn't even matter. I could have blocked with the Baron, but yeah, they're gonna die anyway. Who cares? Life points are in my favor so far. Tiny Bones is back. So we'll just wait a little bit more, see how this goes. Hopefully they don't top deck anything that great. Alright, so they chose to do a Sliver. Arcane Signet, who cares? All creatures have deals 1 damage to target player, who cares? Alright, so Tiny Bones does 10 damage just by sitting there. And just bring in another blocker for the moment. It's got Death Touch. Yeah, just put more pressure. Yeah, it's got Death Touch, so if they block, like with the Ornithopter of Paradise, that'd be your best block. That should be your best block opponent, or you can block with... Oh, okay, never mind. The Maze of Ith effect. Okay, so let's be careful about that. Now that we know that they have it, I'm gonna cycle out a Triome. If I do attack, I need to attack with more things. If they... Okay, they used a Duress. That's a good game for them. They have no cards in hand. Tiny Bones will do 10 damage. So they should have kept that card in hand. Tiny Bones can't do the damage unless they have... I should have done that on my upkeep. To really... I should have put a chapter stop to pause myself on my... I should have done it right after on my upkeep to really impress them. So yeah, Tiny Bones, it's a 1-2, but it can deal 10 damage if the opponent has no cards in hand. And obviously the point of the deck is make the opponent discard. And as the opponent discards, I draw a card. Tiny Bones does that. Everything's a skeleton, except a couple of things that are not skeletons that are forcing them to discard, like the Virus Beetle. And then we got the Skeleton Lord here. We got the Drudge Skeleton. For some of you youngsters, let's jump over here for a moment. Drudge Sentinel. Drudge Sentinel. This card here, printed in Dominaria. Back in the old days, there was Regenerate, which was amazing. Then they changed it so that when you regenerated it, you tapped it, which made it worse. And then they don't do Regenerate anymore. It's too confusing. So now what they do sometimes is an ability of Indestructible until end of turn. So Drudge Sentinel, pay 3, tap it, for some reason, gains Indestructible. So it's really trying to live up to the flavor of Regenerate. Original Regenerate, I don't believe, tapped the creature, and then eventually that was too powerful, so then Regenerate tapped your creature. So they're bringing back the flavor of pay 3, tap your creature, gains Indestructible. Be very careful, because obviously you can become Indestructible and tap before you block. You have to block, then become Indestructible, which then taps it. And so Drudge Sentinel harkens back to Drudge Skeleton. No. Show me the classic. The classic skeleton. There we go. Drudge Skeletons. Sandra Evernham. Artist, 2 mana. It's a 1/1, but pay 1 black mana to regenerate. And when it first debuted, it simply said regenerates. So you had to have read the rule book, of course, to know what that means. Modern wording. The next time this creature would be destroyed this turn, it isn't. Instead, tap it, remove all damage from it, and remove it from combat. So, Regenerate 1.0, I don't think tapped it, and then it just didn't die. And then in 6th edition or something, they added the tap part, they added the remove damage, they added the it doesn't die, and then they had the remove from combat. So that's gotta mean, yeah, Drudge Skeletons, they were a common. They've always been a common. Now, if you get the alpha one, it's $95, apparently. If you get the beta one, it's $20. The ones that I've got a bunch of course, are 4th edition, which are 8 cents, with the amazing white border, of course. Flavor text: bones scattered around us, joined to form misshapen bodies. We struck at them repeatedly, they fell, but soon formed again with the same mocking look on their faceless skulls. Yeah, I remember this. Skeleton creature, skeleton horse. Amazing. Then eventually they redid the art. What's this? This is like the French. This is like the French version or something. Foreign black border French version. Prince Jesus, qui surtout a maitri, care de enfer, nait de no visire. I don't know this language, but I think I see the word Prince Jesus, and then I think I see Garde Q Infer. Is that Inferno? Hell? Maybe? So is this like a Bible quote? Yeah, Villon Testament Ballade Pendus. So some New Testament quote or something, some Bible quote in this French version. Skillet servi. So serving skeletons or servitude skeletons or something like that. Anyone know French? You have some revised ones. Revised ones are approximately 18 cents. So there you go. And then eventually they changed the art. Oh yeah, I remember these 5th edition ones. Look at these. Look at this 5th edition art right here. The dead make good soldiers. They can't disobey orders, they never surrender, and they don't stop fighting when a random body part falls off. This is a really cool art. Ian Miller, just this poor little warrior trying to battle, but then all of these skeletons just falling apart, but keep attacking. And then I just noticed there's some other things in the background there. Let's look at that closely. Oh, no, that's just their banners. This is kind of like a samurai style type of warrior. You're rich. It's 18 cents each. There we go. You just need 100 of them. Then for the Chinese version, in China, they had or have, I don't know, a ban or something on depicting skeletons, so they had to do. It's called Drudge Skeletons, but that doesn't look skeletal at all. And so there's the Chinese version that they had to kowtow to the Chinese Communist government to print their cards in China. What else? Then we got 7th edition. Oh, yeah, then the 7th edition one with a horn with that same flavor text. 7th edition Chinese version. Also, they can't show skeletons, so they show some ghouls and things. I wonder if it's actually even the original name. And then they went into these really tough looking skeletons in Magic M10. These look tough. This is from the artist Darken. And then it's the same quote here. Then they had to print on the actual card. What does regenerate even mean? When did they first print that there? Not until 9th edition. And then they've had that cool, tough art for all their last printings, but they haven't printed a new one since 2014. Rounding up, that was 10 years ago. They haven't printed a new Drudge Skeletons. That's really cool art. It's kind of like 90s heavy metal art, right? Okay, back to the game over here. Little digression all about Drudge Skeletons. I'll play Tiny Bones a little bit more, and then I'll switch over to play some decks for the next quest. So my drink doesn't have any sort of official title, but basically it's 2 shots of vodka, 6 shots of milk, tablespoon of sugar, brown sugar, 2 shots of vanilla, shake on ice, and then you got this fun little boozy milkshake sort of thing. So we're playing Chetmere, that'll be annoying. They go first, no removal. No removal. Well, we're dead. Turn 1 creature. They're going to be perfectly, mark my words, they're going to be perfectly on curve every single turn. They will have a creature, and then by the time they get to Jetmir, they will have an onslaught. Well, I guess never mind. They don't have a creature. Nope, they have some sort of giant growth or something. It was nice and sweet and vanilla-y and boozy. I think, however, unfortunately, the milk is very close to its being past its prime. It's supposed to be the 31st. It's only the 27th, but the milk felt slightly... It tasted okay, but it felt slightly off. But I'm sure the alcohol sterilized it. Alright, see, the opponent clearly has some sort of pump spell, and they're pausing for priority and all of that. Okay, so let's do our own thing here. Let's memory lapse them. They're gonna discard. Ooh, that's a good one. Arrastra. We got the cleric. Blah, blah, blah. Destroy whatever. Alright, get out of here, spider. And, needs white on that, so we'll attack. Alright, they used up their white mana, that's good. I get to Toll of the Invasion. Ooh, and I get also a Raider's Wake, that's good. Want to be greedy, but I actually want a good play. I can do 2 things here. So, Invasion, go ahead and discard that. mass attack, and then next turn I'll have my Raider's Wake. Well, I'm at an advantage, so oh, this is the thing that gives it a plus, and then also a double strike. Ugh, okay. So let's Raiders Wake right here. Force them to discard. Probably drop that land. Unless it's not a good hidden card. Okay, they dropped the land, not the hidden card. Passing straight to battle. Okay. That collector's gonna double strike as a 2/2. At least they don't have another creature, or else I would be really getting out of hand. They have 2 cards in hand that are something. So I guess I'll crack that Mind Stone to try to draw a card. They have enough mana for Jetnir. Alright. Draw us something good. It's pretty good. Okay. Let's force them to discard something. And then we'll force them to discard the other thing. Ooh, that moth was so good. Oh well. Get to discard another thing. I get to get a skeleton. What did you get to discard? Something. When I got my removal, perfect. Primeval Bounty. Whenever you cast... Ooh, that was a good one. That was a good one. Oh well. So that 3/3 gets bigger. Then it's gonna double strike. If this dies, I can venture. Let's get Jetmir out of here. Attack, they get to discard whatever they have in hand. Bring out that dragon. Raider's Wake. Hit some... Oh, that was a Star Mount. Esper Sentinel a little late. I guess I'll just double block right here, that's fine. And that can come back to life as a little skeleton. Fine, who cares? We'll give him the old, who cares? I'm gonna kill one of my things, probably the 5/4 flyer, and then on the second strike, yep, exactly. And then on the second strike, we kill each other. Who cares? Then I get 2 scry, and what I'll do is everyone gets damage. There we go. Eventually I will be able to Rise of the Dark Realms. I will be able to pay for that, no problem at all. And pay a black on that. Don't even need to attack. Nothing to discard. If they play their land, then yeah, they're dead. Good game, opponent. Good game. Tiny Bones will... Let me point it out to you. Why am I good gaming you, opponent? This is why. You have no cards in hand. And Tiny Bones... Actually, I'm going to do my own pause priority here to... as soon as I do untaps during my upkeep, you're dead. Before I drew my card, you're dead. Omae wa mou shindairu. So So, yep, they did what was natural, which is play my cards. They played a land, empty hand. They had 9 life. What does Tiny Bones do? Each opponent with no cards in hand loses 10 life. 9 minus 10 means loss. 6, 7, 8, 9. And I was next turn, if I had done my turn, I could have played Rise of the Dark Realms and stolen every creature. I could have stolen their Pelt Collector, Inferno, Luminous Broodmoth, John Bitch Cleric, and also my own Corrupt Official, Dragon, and Skeletons. But why not kill the opponent during your upkeep? Alright, so let's switch over to do a Crack-a-Pack. Haven't done those in a little while. Then I'll switch over to a white or blue deck to keep doing the quests. But for the moment, actually, let's do one more thing here. Let's do a... Or how about a... For evil reasons. Okay, let me do that right now before I forget. Let's copy it. I'll put it into the Discord. Switch over to the Discord for a moment. Put it there before I forget. Over on the deck lists, we will say Tiny Bones deck. It does fun stuff. There it is there. You can get it from the Discord right there. And obviously it can still be tuned. I didn't do anything special with the mana base. It's just swamps. Obviously there's a lot of synergies that could be done there. But pretty much all the creatures are skeletons, and there's discard spells, and look at your hand spells, a tutor or two, something fun like Command the Dreadhorn, Rise of the Dark Realms, and such. Your turn 1 Black Hill deck, exactly. Get Tiny Bones doing the thing. Okay, so let's switch over to the card cam. I'm going to open a pack of Commander Legends. Now, to be honest, I've kind of started to glaze over Magic sets at the moment. feel I'm falling behind now. I don't fully am keeping up as much this year anymore, but that's okay. So I don't even remember when this set came out. It's not the newest set, definitely. Let's look at the timeline of... Oh, okay, this is way back in 2020. Commander Legends Volume 1? They were still on sale at the card shop. So this came out in November 2020. Commander Legends. It was completely a blur when these came out. And then we had 2020, 2021, and so forth, and the latest set that has come out. Double Masters, people liked that set. It was an expensive set, however. Packs were like, I don't know, $12 or something. And it was full of amazing reprints. But I didn't buy any of those yet. I might buy maybe one pack. It's kind of an expensive set. Alchemy Horizons, I believe, only came out on Arena. So that's not a set you can get in real life. Commander Legends Baldur's Gate, did that really have 936 cards? Does that also count all the variants and stuff? So I think about one. I think about a couple of packs of that. And Streets of New Capenna. That's the last one where I feel like, well, I bought half a box. Me and Stevie bought half a box of Kamigawa, which was way back in February. That was the last time I bought, like, ever since I got back into Magic, 2017, I've basically been buying a box every time a set comes out. I guess kind of because when I was into Magic the first time, as a little kid, I couldn't buy a whole box. I couldn't pay $99 for a whole box. Although obviously I probably spent more than that in the long run. But back in the 90s when I first played Magic, I never bought a whole box. So when I got back into Magic in 2017 and being a grown up with a job, and then I'm like, yeah, let me buy a box. So I bought a box of Ixalan. That was the first box that I bought. And it's been since February since we bought that box. Exactly. It's been that long, and there's been this many sets coming out. So that's kind of why to be honest with everyone, I'm kind of feeling burnt out with paper Magic, definitely. Digital Magic, a little bit too. And then YouTube content creation, a little bit too. But I just feel things are just coming out too fast. There's too many variations and cards and everything. And so even since Kamigawa in February, we got new Capenna Commander decks. We got various alchemy cards. We got a whole set of Streets of New Capenna. We got the whole set of Baldur's Gate, the Dungeons and Dragons set part 2. We got a whole set of alchemy cards. We got Double Masters, a couple of anthologies, secret layers all the time, and then they're now already previewed the brand new next set, Streets of New Capenna. Are people still talking about that? Well, Grandpa, the new set is Dominaria United, so a return to Dominaria again. And when I got back into Magic, Dominaria was the first set. There was Ixalan and Rivals of Ixalan, Dominaria. And 3 years later, 2 years later, 2.5 years later, we're coming back to Dominaria and all of that. And honestly, I'm not even really paying attention. And Infinity was supposed to come out April 1st, but the pandemic pushed it back to October. There's the Warhammer cards that are coming out. There's some mystery product called Dominaria Remastered coming out, which is who knows what it is at the moment, but hopefully it's not the same utter failure that Innistrad Double Feature was. They had touted that as, we're going to bring together all the best cards of Innistrad. And that was an epic failure because it was literally Crimson Vow plus Midnight Hunt crammed together, not even removing the duplicates, turning all the cards into grayscale, and it was a big fail. So people are saying, hopefully this Dominaria United or Remastered isn't that dumb, that much of a cash grab. Anyway, that's too much negativity. Let's get to the Cracker Pack, and let's see what cool cards we can get from this vintage set, Commander Legends, published way back in 2020. It's 20 cards. You like Warhammer, so let's see if they do it justice. Yeah, all of these brand new things coming out, like Walking Dead cards, Stranger Things cards, Fortnite cards, Street Fighter cards, Warhammer cards. If people love them, great. I want to be positive. I don't want to gatekeep. People love it, people love it. And it's really hard not to be cynical and gatekeepy all about it, to say as in, if we keep rewarding the company with these things selling, supposedly the Walking Dead cards sold amazingly, even though people hated them. There was so much chatter on Reddit and Twitter that people hated them, but supposedly they sold out. Well, Wizards will only see that they sold out. So if we keep rewarding them with them mixing things like, there's going to be Lord of the Rings cards, Fortnite cards, Street Fighter cards, Warhammer cards, and I know we all love those things, but personally, I don't love them in Magic. And yes, it's a multiverse where all of these planes exist, and of course there's a plane with Gandalf. Sure. But that's just me. Let's keep it with classic. High fantasy, yes, of course, we had Kamigawa, and that's not high fantasy, blah, blah, blah. Don't try to convince me. Molder Beast. We've got Molder Beast. Hopefully we also have Scully Beast. That's a joke. Anyone get that? Tell me in the chat if you got that joke. 5 mana, 5/3 Beast. It's a trampler. Whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, this gets +2 until end of turn. Alright, so it's sort of an ATOG. ATOG. I always said ATOG, but ATOG. Yeah, but see, the problem with that is obviously they're going to print the One Ring. They're gonna print Sauron. They're gonna print Bilbo Baggins, and of course they're gonna be powerful. And of course they're, when you're gonna be sit down to play, and then okay, I cast my Gandalf and I cast Lightning Bolt on your Llanowar elf. Um, I don't know. I'm angry old man at this point, but So anyway, Molder Beast, a trail of scrap metal can lead it into an ambush, but take care not to overfeed it. Adaron, Tangle Hunter. So it's kind of like an ATOG. Yes, exactly. That was an X Files joke because we've got Mulder and Scully. So Mulder Beast, Scully Beast. Haha, you got it. So this is a 5/3 that can get really strong when artifacts get destroyed. So for example, if you eat a food, if you crack a blood, if you crack a treasure, those technically are tokens, but they do hit you use them and then they disappear, but they technically do hit the graveyard. So if you're cracking your treasures, this is getting +2/+0 until end of turn. And it's got trample, so it can put the final points of damage across. Common. You wouldn't mind seeing them do a set based off of the show Torchwood. Oh, that's the Doctor Who. There are Doctor Who cards coming. Actually, they just revealed Doctor Who cards coming, and Torchwood is like a spin-off of Doctor Who, right? Isn't Torchwood supposed to be an anagram for Doctor Who? Oh, look at that. Goblin Trailblazer. Remember this little guy from Ixalan? Reprinted as a 2-mana, 2/1 with Menace. Why are you following the goblin? Can he even read the map? And that's Daphne Vile, Diremore First Mate. We're actually getting a return. I tweeted it. I put that on my. Did I put it on Twitter or Discord? We're gonna get a return to. We're gonna get a return to Ixalan in 2024. That's another thing that I'm angry old man about. They just revealed all of the sets that are coming in 2023, and many of them coming in 2024, and it kind of feels like you're revealing so much, Wizards. Are we really gonna get hyped? Like, yay! 2 years from now, we're gonna get whatever set, and I really almost feel like let's release a set that you don't preview at all and have people just buy the cards brand new with no previews. Like we already got Dominaria United fully previewed and doesn't come out until like 1 or 2 months. And we knew that these cards were coming since last November or something. So I kind of feel like Wizards is in so much hype mode all the time, constant hype, constant previews, constant product. And I don't know everyone, VMC crew, I kind of feel I'm burnt out on Magic product at the moment. I don't foresee me buying boxes for a little while, maybe just packs to crack them with all of you. Preordain, single blue mana, sorcery, scry 2, then draw a card. You saw on the timeline they're planning on machine tech cards. Really? What is that? Maybe I missed something. They can call it a peekaboo set. Some sort of cool preview set. Blade Brand, 2 mana. Target creature gains Death Touch, and you draw a card. The pain of searing iron and razor edges pales besides the pleasure of performance. That is Judith the Scourge Diva. Oh, those wacky Rakdos. I call them Cirque du Soleil from hell. That's how I always kind of saw them. Crimson Fleet Commodore. Here's a pirate. Here's another. Oh, look, here's a new pirate deck. A new pirate card. Ogre Pirate, 4 mana, 5/2 trample. When this enters, you become the Monarch. Ooh, that's cool. They didn't have any Monarch cards in the original Ixalan. So Stevie, remind me, next time we see each other, do you want this card? I'll be happy to give it to you if you want it. For your pirate deck, it's a 5/2. It makes you the Monarch. It's got trample. It's an Ogre Pirate. It could be a good one for the Halloween theme. Exactly, there's so many scary cards out there, so let's make a Halloween deck. Let's add to the Halloween. And then classic murder, 3 mana, destroy a creature. No matter how busy my schedule gets, I always try to take time for what? For that personal touch, and that's Queen Marchesa. All right, let me put that ogre card to the side. And then also, Gabe, we were talking about you thinking of making a blue-black deck. If you want this blue card would be very good for a blue-black deck. Scry 2, draw a card, so I can set that aside if you want, Gabe. And next time we see each other, remind me and I'll bring it on the next game. And then, of course, murder is good for your deck. We'll put that over there. Blue-black. Anointer of Valor, 6 mana, Angel, 3/5, flying. Whenever any creature attacks, you may pay 3. When you do, put a plus on that creature. So technically, you can put a plus counter on your opponent's creature, because it says whenever a creature, aka whenever any creature attacks. If it says whenever a creature you control attacks, then it would only count for you. But you can give your opponent's creatures +1 for some reason. Light streaked down from the heavens, and a voice whispered in the soldier's ear, "You shall not fall today." Any card as a scry would be a good idea. Exactly. Scry, knowing the future is always very good. This is that card. I don't know who I was telling, but I was telling someone that this card freaks me out, it annoys me, and it scares me. And it's a cat. It's a cat monkey. It's so weird because it's mixing some sort of monkey with a cat. You know, if you only see that part, oh, cute cat. And if you only see this part, okay, a monkey, which monkeys already freak me out anyway. But then we got here a cat monkey with its prehensile tail and its human arms and a little lynx ears. And this card freaks me out. This one's from Kaladesh. You've been planning on a reconstruction of your pirate deck since they've been getting a bit of support. Exactly. This set has pirate support and more and other recent, not a whole lot, but when we get back to Ixalan, that'll have a lot of support definitely. So it's a 0/0, and when it enters with 2 +1s. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may move any number of +1s from this onto another creature. So you can pay 2 mana, you can store 2 +1 +1s, and then move those +1s elsewhere, or it's a 2 mana 2/2. It was right here a second ago. This little weird creepy cat monkey stole it. Oh, classic Miles Diamond, originally printed back in Mirage, I think. So 2 mana, it makes a mana of green, and it enters tapped. So obviously Mox Emerald was way too powerful. 0 mana, tap to make a green. So then they tried to make a fixed version, 2 mana, make a green, but then they still thought, okay, that's still too powerful, so let's make it tapped. Nowadays, with today's power creep, probably you can print a version now that is 2 mana, make a green, does not enter tapped. Or maybe 2 mana, make a green, sacrifice at end of turn. Because obviously 3 mana, make a color of any color, no problem. 2 mana, make a colorless. That's not so bad. That's Mind Stone. But 2 mana, make a color mana. That seems overpowered, so they have to tack on the enters tapped. But I don't know. Nowadays, maybe enters untapped could work. The essence of life to heal the world. Exquisite Huntmaster, 4 mana, Elf Warrior, 4/2. They let you know more about coding. Now you're going through your Python, Udemy courses, thinking of reviving your old game idea you had. Oh, I remember you put a video. I forgot to comment on it. I think I put a thumbs up. But I saw your video, Stephen, about your future plans and such. So yeah, keep at it and bring that game back and see how it goes. There's a 4/2 Elf Warrior. When this dies, create a 1/1 Elf Warrior creature. And you got Encore. This is an interesting, I think this was a brand new ability on this set. Encore. 5 mana, which means exile this card from your graveyard. So it has to be dead in the graveyard first. So 5 mana, exile this card from your graveyard. For each opponent, create a token copy of this that attacks that opponent this turn, if able. They gain haste. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step, only as a sorcery. So you paid 4 mana to have this 4/2, it dies, whatever. Then later on, when it's in the graveyard, you can pay 5 mana, it comes back to life, and you can get up to, if you're playing Commander, this is obviously for a Commander, but if you're playing Commander, it automatically copies itself 3 times. You get 3 copies of this 4/2 with haste, and they must attack that opponent. And then when they die, well, then they further trigger here to give you 3 more 1/1s. So lots of mana, but you got the burst of the first time of 4 mana, and then later on for 5 mana you can do it again and get triple the action. So Encore. Seraph of Dawn, this is cool art on that. 4 mana Angel, flying lifelink for a 2/4, so pretty simple. 2/4 flyer. It's got a big butt. It can block pretty well, and it's got flying and lifelink. She parts the clouds to sunlight. She parts the clouds so sunlight can reach even the darkest layers and duskiest tombs. Now, I was saying this. I don't think most of you were on the stream yet, but I was complaining about a card that had bad graphic design. I have a degree in graphic design, and I see a big error right here. This torments me. Bad graphic design is you're not supposed to have one word all by itself. I'm sure I've said this before on stream. You're not supposed to have one word all by itself on one line. That is bad graphic design. You're supposed to have enough text that reaches at least to approximately halfway of the previous line. So the word all by itself of tombs is just artistically bad, graphic design-wise bad, and they should move duskiest to the next line. Then you got a big old gap right here, which also means they shouldn't have the text so far to the left over here. So, yes, Wizards of the Coast, hire me to fix your graphic design. Here's one of these lands, Path of Ancestry. This enters tapped, as the one with a huge amount of text. Tap, add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. Maybe show the card to class to showcase the card graphic design. That's a good idea. I'm not teaching any graphic design classes at the moment, but if I were, this would be an example of, hey everyone, hey class, you like games? Let me show you here what not to do and how to fix it. So add 1 mana of any color, but it has to be in your commander's color identity. When that mana is spent to cast a creature spell that shares a creature type with your commander, scry 1. So if I'm doing a skeleton deck, I can tap this to make mana of any color of skeleton colors. And if I cast skeletons, then I can scry. So kind of wordy. Does a lot of things, but it does stuff. I'll set this one aside for one of you, actually for Gabe or for Stevie, because if you're doing pirate deck or if you're doing black-blue, it works there. So I'll set it aside for the moment. Workshop Assistant. Oh, this is the one I've got in my mono-white artifact deck. 3 mana, construct, it's a 1/2. When this dies, return another artifact from your graveyard to your hand. So if something was really good that was in my graveyard, I can bring it back when this dies. And in my artifact deck, things are definitely going to die. This is definitely going to die. Well, here's another Orc Pirate. Fathom Fleet Swordjack. 4 mana, we're in the uncommons here. 4 mana, Orc Pirate, 4/3. Whenever this attacks, it deals damage to that player or planeswalker that it's attacking equal to the number of artifacts you control. So you get a lot of treasure. As soon as this attacks, this will do some amount of damage. So if I have this little artifact construct here, or this moss diamond here, as soon as this attacks, it automatically deals 2 damage to the opponent or to the planeswalker. So that's fun. And then it's got Encore. So if it ever dies, you can bring it back. 6 mana, you're welcome. 6 mana to bring it back to automatically attack all 3 of your opponents at once. And on each of those opponents, it also does the damage of the artifact. But then at the end of the turn, they get exiled. It looks like you may need to grab yourself a box of this set. Yep, it's got some pretty good pirate support. So it's the where did I put the? Oh, here it is. So yeah, they have these at Fanboy Games. So if you're there, this has some pirate support. Commander Legends. Slightly more expensive than regular cards, unfortunately, because it does have 20 cards instead of 16. But as you're seeing here, it's got this pirate support and the like. Whoops. Don't shatter store my artifact deck. You're adding this set in your short backlog. Yep, there's a few to look at. Ordeal of Nylea. How much does the fanboy usually sell? Well, I haven't bought boxes from them, so I don't know. But boxes are usually at least $99, and this set is slightly more expensive, so I don't doubt it's probably 120 or so if you want a full box. So, you know, it is a little investment. So you might check. Remember how at Fanboy they do have a bunch of cards out there, so you might want to get loose cards instead of a box, or you might get a few packs, and little by little you might get cards. So Ordeal of Nylea, 2 mana, enchantment, aura, enchant your creature. Whenever this creature attacks, put a 1/1 on it. Then, if it has 3 or more +1, sacrifice this enchantment. When you sacrifice this, search your library for up to 2 basic lands, put them into the battlefield tapped, and shuffle. Okay, so it ramps you. It also makes your creature stronger. 2 basic lands. Okay, you can't do any shenanigans with good lands. Then we have here Slaughter the Strong. Oh, this is an Ixalan card. 3 mana sorcery. Each player chooses any number of creatures they control with total mana 4 or less, then sacrifices all other creatures they control. Let's read this again. Each player chooses any number of creatures they control with total 4. Any number. I think the wording on this is really bad because I think it's trying to... Each player chooses any number. If I've got 6... If I've got 6 4/4s, any number makes me think I can choose 0 or 1. I think what it's trying to do is only destroy all big creatures. I think for it saying choose any number, I think that's wrong. It should say each player chooses all of their creatures they control with... Oh, no, wait. Let me keep reading this. Each player chooses any number of creatures they control with total power of 4 or less. So if I've got a 6/6, each player chooses any number of creatures they control with total power of 4 or less. So it's not even going to hit my... Then sacrifices all other creatures. Each player chooses any number... Alright, so I have 4 Llanowar Elves. I'm going to choose all 4 of those Llanowar Elves. That adds up to 4. Then every other big creature is destroyed. Okay, that's what this is trying to do. You pick as many as you can that add up to 4, and then the big creatures are destroyed. So this card is from way back in 2017, before the current crazy wordings of Magic, and this is still incredibly tricky wording. We had to read it like 10 times here, and now I finally get it. Now it hurts every player. That's pretty bad. This is a board wipe of 3 mana sorcery that hits only big creatures, and it doesn't even work. If you have a go wide weenie deck, you're only going to be able to save up to 4 of your own creatures, then sacrifice all other creatures. Yeah, so if I've got 6 1/1s, I'm only going to be able to save 4 of them. My other 2 1/1s, I can only pick up to 4. Yeah, this card is so bad. I've never seen it played. So many hoops. It doesn't even do what you want it to do. Maybe if I'm playing my Arcades deck with all my 0x walls. But no, then Arcades is going to die because it's bigger than 4. Yeah, this card is horrible. Cut the beasts out from under them, and their strength is nothing. That's Ivona Oviedo, Butcher of Magan. That's a really cool card, Ivona. Wrong turn. 3 mana instant. Target opponent gains control of target creature. Target opponent gains control. Next time we go to Fanboy, you're going to ask how much the Godzilla set is, if there is. Now remember, call it Ikoria, because not everyone knows it by that nickname. Call it Ikoria. That's still on your list of recent sets you want to add. Yeah, exactly. Ask for Ikoria, and we'll see if they have it. Target opponent gains control of target creature. Target opponent. If an attacking or blocking creature changes controller, it's removed from combat. If an attacking or blocking creature changes controllers, target opponent gains control of target creature. What does this even do? This is a rare. So if they're attacking me with a 10/10, I pay 3 mana instantly, target opponent gains control. So I steal their 10/10. Okay, it's control magic at instant. No, wait. Target opponent gains control of target creature. Is it that I give my opponent a bad creature that is going to slowly hurt them? What is the big brain tech on this? Okay, obviously we're assuming it's Commander Legend, so this is all about Commander, 4-player. So what am I going to do here? I'm going to send my opponent's Llanowar Elf to my other opponent's Llanowar Elf. Is that what I'm doing here? That's helping them. That's ramping them. If an attacking or blocking creature changes controllers, it's removed from combat. It is removed from combat. Is again when I don't like that they use contractions. Yeah, I don't know what is the big idea with this, and it's rare. I target opponent. I guess wrong turn. The name of it. They're attacking me with a 10/10, and instead I give control of that 10/10 to my opponent, but then it's removed from combat, so it's no longer attacking and doing the damage. So I'm just passing around a creature around the table, and I can never really pass it to myself. Its bewildered bellows. Its bewildered bellow was met with a stern shh. So yeah, I don't get this card at all. Captain Vargas Wrath. Ooh, remember this, Stevie? This is the Pirate Commander deck. Pirate Commander card for the Commander deck. So 2 mana, 1/1. Whenever this attacks, all your pirates get +1 until end of turn for each time you've cast a commander from the command zone. Sounds like a bad phasing or something, but it still stays on the battlefield. It doesn't disappear until the next turn. Yeah, bad phasing, and it's a rare. Alright, so you cast this once. So all your pirates get +1/+1. It gets killed, it comes back. You cast it twice. Now all your pirates get +2/+2. It dies, you cast it again. All your pirates get +3/+3. So automatically get all your pirates stronger and stronger and stronger the more times that this comes back from Davy Jones's locker. To be a successful cutthroat, you have to truly enjoy the work. Yep, Captain Vargas Wrath. Then we have, I remember this one, the art felt kind of weird. Oh, here's another pirate. Yeah, so much pirate support on this. Dargo, the Shipwrecker. That's funny. 7 mana, 7/5, giant pirate. As an additional cost to cast the spell, you may sacrifice any number of artifacts and or creatures. The spell costs 2 less to cast for each permanent this way, and 2 less to cast for each other artifact creature you've sacrificed this turn. Okay, so you can pay the sacrifice at that moment, or if you've previously sacrificed things, it still counts. Such weird wording. It's so funny how they have to be like so formal in their wording. Obviously, in real human parlance, we could simply say, you can sacrifice a creature at the moment, or if you've sacrificed a creature, it counts. That's what it's trying to say. So, if you've previously sacrificed treasure, well, that's really interesting. You sacrifice 1 treasure to give you 1 red mana, but it also counts 2 because of this. So sacrificing 1 treasure will give you, yeah, it's 2 commanders because it is Commander Legends, and it's a special set with 20 cards, so that's why it's a little more expensive. So anyway, you sacrifice 1 treasure, and it technically gives you 3 mana, That's overpowered. You can sacrifice creatures. You can technically cast this for 1 red mana if you sacrifice 3 creatures. If you sacrifice 2 tokens, that can give you 6 mana, and then you pay 1 more. And you get a 7/5 with trample. And it's got partner. You can have 2 commanders. Okay, sorry, that's what you meant. You can have 2 commanders if both have partner. So this other commander over here doesn't say partner, so they cannot be together. But if you have another commander that also says partner, then you can have 2 commanders in one deck. So yeah, they have to have partner. And then you got double commanders. Yep, pretty crazy. Then we have a foil, Perilous Myrrh. You can see these cool foil effects. Very nice. Let's get a closer look here. Very nice foil. I like the foil on the eyes. Makes it glow like it's activated. 2 mana, artifact, Mirror. It's a 1/1, and when this dies, it deals 2 damage to any target. So you can keep it as a blocker, and when it dies, it deals 2 damage to that planeswalker or creature to finish it off, or the opponent. Then we have a token. Speaking of treasure, here is a bunch of overflowing treasure. On the back, I think that's Abomination of Llanowar. Make new friends that stick together forever. It's kind of a dark joke there, but sure. Find commander playgroups wherever you are. Locator.wizards. That's a cool mirror. You used it back in the day. Yeah, it's it looks like it was common. I don't know if it was common in the original printing, but current printing is common. So you can have a lot of defenders. They all block. They can add up to block, and then they deal more damage than they can deal. So that's cool. And the last card is a... Oh, what's that? Did I pick it up on accident, or did I actually get 2? Oh, never mind. Yeah, I guess I picked it up 2. That'd be funny. That'd be funny if I got 2. Yeah, I picked it up on accident. So yeah, that was the last card. So we got a couple of legendary creatures here. Artifact, some weird rare. Got a few cards to pass on to my buddies over here. Really weird removal spell. There we go. That was our crack-a-pack of... oh, it was a common, yeah. So that was our crack-a-pack of Commander Legends, which came out back in the old days of... What did I say it was? Back in the old days of... Back in the old days of... November 2020. Alright, I've been streaming for 2 hours. We'll get back to some gameplay so I can do a little bit more of my quests for the day. Then we'll see how we are time-wise. Alright, so I want to play this mono blue deck. Alright, this is Vadric. Okay, so we got some Is It stuff, but I go first. So we're going to see possibly a bunch of card draw spells, damage spells, etc. But I go first. A very cultured player. They crack the Revolving Wilds right away instead of waiting until the opportune time, which only works in person. Who cares online? Signet. Let's just bounce that back to your hand, no problem. Actually, let's bounce it back with a Disperse. You played it once, you can play it again. Zarlam the Great is the opponent. They can tap their creature. I mean, they can tap their Signet if they want.
I've got them all figured out. This will come in handy.
Well, at least they're on theme. They're playing in Izzet. Actually, Prismari. They're playing in Izzet. Oh no, that's Prismari on Innistrad. They're playing Izzet. And then they also have the Izzet sleeves. Tap that. They got 2 mana for something. Probably direct damage, since it's pausing for priority. That's going to be 4 damage, I'm sure. Amazing. I need to get land drops. Hopefully it's just a lightning bolt. Nah, it'll be 2 shocks. Watch this. Oh, okay, that's not bad at all. Never mind. But I am missing a land drop, unfortunately. Okay.
Let's try this.
So yeah, once again, that's a cool card. You can cast it again if you want. Do you want it in your hand? Do you want it on top of your library? Oh no, it goes directly to the library. And yeah, pausing for priority for some reason. They probably have the auto priority at all times. Just like a true Izzet player to waste my time. But anyway, back to the top of the library. You get to draw it again. If you don't have anything going on tomorrow, you and your improv team are having your very first new improv theater over a Mockingbird at 7. Thank you for the invite. Sundays are always the day where I have to spend time preparing the future classes. So I do have that going on, unfortunately. I'll need to do that to get my classes prepped, but thank you for the offer. Which I have a single blue mana. That's probably shock or something. Let's try to bounce that back to the hand and draw a card. Hopefully it's not mana leak or something. Why is that giving them 2 mana? If it's either day or night, becomes day or night. Battlefield instant sorcery spells cost. Oh, because they have the X on the power. Fine. Come on, do something. You're gonna attack me instead of my planeswalker. That's fine. I guess now that they've landed their planeswalker, they're just gonna do a whole bunch of counter spells. So obviously that's not fun. Yeah, with the cost reduction, they've got too much advantage, so let's just go on. I'm sure if I check my win rate, the annoying Izzet players are often the challenge to overcome, especially with cost reduction. This is the mono white angels. This is easy. This is another face roll deck. But I get to go first, so okay. Plus I can steal it eventually, so we'll see if it doesn't get too bad. Oh, never mind. That's Elspeth. That art looks exactly the same. Ugh. I thought it was Giada. That looked exactly the same as the Giada art. But no, it's Elspeth. Okay, so who cares? That planeswalkers are not too worrisome, and they need 5 mana. No turn 1 spell. That's good. I got my mana there. They might have an exile effect. I haven't seen this little fox in a little while. Double white, pausing for priority. That's probably just that one. Gain 3 life, draw 1 card, probably.
Time to set sail. There is always an answer.
Alright, so if I get my 4th mana, I can draw some cards, but what I also want to do is play the Mind Stone to ramp, and eventually I can steal. Well, that doesn't steal Planeswalkers, unfortunately. And eventually make a big ol' 8/8 Kraken. Yeah, we'll see what they do. So it is pausing for priority with some sort of instant in white. Is there anything better than a slow white player? All right, so Warhound, go get a... If your opponent has more lands, okay, that's a good play actually. So they waited for me to have 1 extra land. They can go get a land, goes to the battlefield directly, and then they'll play their land. So, okay, that's some pretty good synergy there. Don't have... I can bounce it back with the winds, because then that's a big old 3/1 attacker. If I get my 4th land... Yeah, opponent, I already know what you're doing faster than you. Play your 1 white, play your 1 plains, and then end your turn. What else do you have? 1, 2, 3... Or do they have ephemerate? Nope, they have, of course. There we go. That's what we want. Okay, so play that stone. +1. That's got vigilance. Guess I can wait. They'll play their 5th mana. They'll play their Elspeth. There we go. 5 mana Elspeth again. Do I play too much magic, or are these plays just obvious? Whoops, I milled away Nadar, and I missed a land drop. Okay, no problem. I could steal their artifact. That will be impressive. Yeah, let's steal their artifact. Yeah, I'm sure they're doing dragon stuff, so let's steal their dragon artifact.
Let's think this
So
through.
none of my steal effects can affect planeswalkers, unfortunately. I do have some that steal planeswalkers, but guess what I'm waiting to do is 7 mana, 4, 5, 6. I've been missing a couple land drops here and there. There's Elspeth.
There have to be answers about my past.
You have
here.
no creatures, so +1 does nothing.
May
Oh, they
your
-3.
peace
Look at top
last.
7 cards. You may put a permanent, small permanent, directly to the battlefield with a shield. Why did they do that? Oh, I get to steal your 0/3. That's worthless. Huh. Dumb. Okay, well, let's start to confuse the opponent. We got triple
Told you I could
Jaces.
figure it out.
And then we'll plus some pluses over
It's
here.
a matter of give and take.
Let's create a
Always an
Kraken.
answer.
Hexproof Kraken. You'll have to do Wrath over here. I don't really see people use this at all. That was pretty weak. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may put a permanent, small permanent directly to the battlefield, and the rest put them at the bottom, so that's really weak. Yeah, they're trying to get a bunch of lands into play for some reason. Mono white, lots of lands. Don't really see their battle plan yet. You can crack your letter over here. Let me help you, opponent. You can play your dog, go get another land. Easy. You don't have... That deserves an oops. You don't I don't have more lands than you. +1 onto the dog, I guess. Although that doesn't hurt an 8/8.
I know there's a hero inside you.
Alright, I'll gladly take your 4/4. Tap everything. Devastating. Two mana, even if it's a well, if I don't kill that, I shouldn't kill that, because then yeah, let's kill it. I can steal it. That'll really be demoralizing, but I'll instead remove it. Rescue. When this enters the battlefield, you may return another permanent you control. Okay, fine. Yeah, you don't need to block that at all, opponent. Why are you blocking that? Does it do something in the graveyard? No. They might have that's cool art. But there was no need to block that. I was attacking their planeswalker, which was no longer on the battlefield. So why would they block that? Let's see if they're dumb enough to replay their commander, because next turn I shouldn't be that mean to the opponent, but let's see if they don't read my enchantment, because if they cast something next turn, I get to steal it. I locked these cards because of this enchantment over here. Chapter 2. Tap all non-land permanents the opponent controls. They don't untap for 1 turn. So that's how that's doing its thing. No, it wasn't the Jaces. It was that enchantment. I'll open it one moment. I don't want them to see that I'm looking at it, so that they can see. What I would love for them to do is to recast their commander, because then I'll just steal it automatically next turn with that enchantment. That enchantment is powerful. It makes an 8/8 hexproof. It then taps all their stuff, and then it steals one of their things. So if they don't read the 3rd chapter, they're going to rage quit in a moment, because if they recast their commander, I'm going to steal it next turn, and then they'll be completely sad. They have plenty of mana, so they could play Settle the Wreckage. Alright, they did read the card, so they didn't cast their commander, but chapter 1, create an 8/8 blue Kraken hexproof. Chapter 2, tap all their stuff. They don't untap for 1 turn. Chapter 3, gain control of a permanent. Touch the spirit. Channel. Discard this. Exile target artifact or creature. Return to the battlefield under your control on the next step. Okay. You're gonna bounce it back, I guess. That'll be another who cares. No problem. Just trying to play this mono blue Jace deck. There's the daily
and you're dealt.
There's the daily quest of play some blue cards. So I got an 8/8 Kraken. The opponent is playing mono white. They have 5 mana open. They could
This will come in
possibly
handy.
play the. They could play Settle the Wreckage. Let's see. We had fun. Gotta be headed out. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. See you next time. Triple Jace. Triggers. Don't need a land. That's a good one, which I can just escape. And ooh, that's a good one too. Okay, let's drop that. And then just for fun, let's toss their hand back to their cards back to the hand. Kia Paitora. Thank you. I remember you said that last time, and then I looked it up. And then I didn't look up pronunciation, unfortunately, but Kia Pai Tora, close enough. And same to you. There we go. We got Elspeth back on the board. Nothing to +1. Let's see if their -3 does anything.
And I will protect them.
-3. Get a little.
This is my city, and
Put a
I'm
little
going
thing
to
onto the
protect it.
battlefield. Did they whiff again, or do they actually have something meaningful? I get a 1/3. It's the same one. Oh no, that was some other opponent. Destroy enchantment. Ah man, so lucky. So lucky. So lucky, so fake. Got it bang on, yes. I'm just falling back on. Ooh, that's a good one. I'm just falling back on. Okay, first let me do this. So let's plus right here. Then we're gonna minus
It's a matter of give and take.
right here, and suddenly we got 2 more Jaces.
I'm not one to boast. I'm very proud of myself.
And then suddenly I got another 2 Jaces.
More of me. Who doesn't like that?
And then all of these will make a bunch of spirits. And if they have
Just
a,
because it isn't real doesn't mean it all.
and then they have a wrath, but who cares?
So this should distract you.
And then so
Seeing
suddenly
is believing.
Suddenly
Or
I've
is
got
it?
so many amazing creatures. They have 1 blocker. I doubt if they block that. Adeline is a great creature. If they block their commander, they can just recast it, I guess. Got a bunch of... Okay, they will block it. Okay. Pretty good. They want to keep their commander, but suddenly I've got a bunch of illusions. Let's draw a bunch of cards.
How you
Jace's
play the
Triumph.
hand you're dealt.
Good. Play a land card. Yeah. Let's lull them into false sense. I got 8 Jaces on the battlefield. Is that the first time that has ever happened in the history of humanity? That 8 Jace cunning castaways are on the battlefield? So you can only +1, and there's nothing to +1. You should cast your thing first, and then +1. You should cast that dog again. Nope, they're going to do a Rumor Gather with Alliance. Whenever the creature enters, scry 1. If it's the second time, okay, that's a good one. That's a good one to cast, but it's not too good if it's not on the battlefield. Do we have any flash things here? They might have 1 card left. No, they can crack that letter. Guess their final card is like Ephemerate or something. Doesn't seem anything else instant. They can crack that. Let me help you with that, opponent. So go get another basic, I guess. That'll really help you. Should probably recast that same Gatherer. It's a pretty good one. Nope, you go get a dog, I guess. That doesn't do anything. We have equal lands. We have destroy an enchantment. I have no enchantments to destroy. Instead, you gain life. Amazing. Right now, you can +1.
This is your fight. Win it.
Guess they'll do lifelink on it. There we go. All right, so
Can you really trust your eyes? There is always an answer.
so many Jace
Think
triggers.
this through. This will come in handy. It's how you play the hand.
This is the most I've ever had. Okay, so Kraken to the face,
Decisions.
spirits to the planeswalker. Nothing has a counter that blocks. They gain 4 life off of that. They take that. Elspeth is done.
Retreat isn't a reason to lose hope.
Then we'll play another Jace. How about 2 more Jaces?
Can be better tomorrow than you were today. Skyclaves, the royal. Every problem has a solution. Solving mysteries is
yeah.
my specialty.
Temporal Sundering. Then we'll take an extra turn after that, and then the opponent will rage quit. Yeah, let's just bring that into the hand. Now let's bring that instantly later. So these Jaces, when their ultimates are not really amazing, they're just value engines. So you got 10 mana. You can recast your commander if you want. -3 it again and bring another dumb creature in. Sure. Okay, you're gonna do that's a good one. So they're gonna do play a few creatures here, have Alliance do its thing. When this enters, you may search your library for an enchantment. Okay, they're gonna go search for like an exile enchantment. Who cares? There's plenty of targets for you to target. Too many, perhaps. You have 3 mana, so yes, I would go get like an Oblivion Ring effect. But you've got so many things to target, it doesn't even help. So what enchantment would they possibly go get? An Anthem wouldn't really do anything. And even an Exile enchantment wouldn't target my 8/8 Hexproof. So what enchantment will they get? Oh, they're getting that one. Okay, that's the one that makes a bunch of chump blockers. That's good. But it goes to the top of the library. Oh, that's not great. Did it go to the top or did it get shuffled? What happened? When this enters, you may search it, reveal it, put it at the top. Okay, and then this alliance will draw it, I guess. Usually they leave it face up, but... And then you drew it. Okay, I guess. It's kind of slow tactic. Anyway, it's my turn. Nothing to attack with. Alright, let's do some really vicious stuff here. Let's, scry.
I see how all this connects now.
Don't need those. Let's scry there.
I have a lot to think about.
Nezahal is good. Leave that on the top. +1 all of these, I guess.
It's how you play the hand you're dealt.
So ridiculous. So many Jaces.
This will come in handy.
It's only 2 cards, but 2 cards have created 10 Jaces. And I'm not even using the other spell that actually
always
copies
an answer.
cards.
Let's think this through.
So it is pausing for priority for something.
Decisions.
Probably an ephemerate, or maybe the
It's a
gain
matter
life.
of give and take.
Alright, so right here we're just going to go for it all. Everything will attack because I have ability to
Let's
play
try
a second
this.
turn. Alright, pausing for priority. They're going to target an illusion which will die automatically. They both automatically die. Fine. So your spell technically fizzles. Oh well. Anyway, still attacking. They're not going to block with their 2-1. It has good value. And then that blocks the 8. Okay. That's fine. Cool. Now let's play again. Target a player, me. Bounce back something. How about that? And I play another turn. Bring out a Neza Hall for no reason. And then do it all again. Scry.
What a refreshing
Ooh,
thought.
Merit Lage's Slumber. Sure. Yeah, let's actually just grab that off the top. Let's grab that Slumber. Play it right
Another
away.
answer, another riddle.
Scry. Sure. Just make a bunch of illusions. Or instead... So when my deck just keeps going on, there's this weird inevitability, there's this weird, not exactly, I don't know, I guess control aspect of it. There's just messing with the opponent and bouncing their stuff, stealing their stuff, tapping their stuff slowly, and then we get these huge sea creatures, 8/8 hexproof, 7/7 uncounterable. I can steal permanents, even lands and whatever. I can steal their stuff, use it against them. I can scry and draw cards. I can make a Merit Lage. I was at Merit Lage ability there. I had 10 ice permanents. That would have made me a 20/20 Black Avatar, flying indestructible creature. So yeah, eventually Jace's seafood salad overwhelms the opponent, and I just don't know what the opponent was trying to do. I didn't see anything really powerful. Nadar was good, but I got that into the graveyard right away. And everything else wasn't even doing anything. Go get a land. Adeline was good, but that got dealt with right away. And then all this other stuff, I don't really saw anything useful. Like, what was your strategy? And then there was eventually that one, where did it go? There was that one enchantment that made a bunch of chump blockers, but I don't even know where it went. And Elspeth, ultimate, create 5 angels when you -7. They were never going to -7. They kept doing the -3, so they were never going to get to the +7. I don't know, opponent, what the big deal was. And then you got your shield counters that would have taken damage, but then bounce spells, control magic effects. Not sure what the goal of things was. Alright, just need a little bit more for the... Well, let me switch to... I'm close here, so let me switch over to the white deck for the final land. This is funny. I was randomly looking at cards. Let me do this before the game started. But I was randomly looking at cards, and I then randomly went into a certain artist, Darkin, and then I was looking through the cards, and then on one of these I looked at it carefully, and I'm like, there's underboob in that art card. So if you ever have a trivia question, I don't know how many there are, but true or false, there is a magic card with art that shows underboob. True or false? The answer is true, because I found one by randomly looking around, and I'll pull it up in a moment. But before that, let's try to get my mono white stuff going on. All right, perfect. So nothing quite yet on their side. Got a wrath if I need it. Just gonna do my thing of ramping, fun artifacts, etc. There's Svella. 0 into 1 won't do exactly what I need. Of all the things to spot, he is. So if I play that Ornithopter and I sacrifice it, I can go get the Exile for 2 mana, but that's a 3 mana thing. So I'll hold off on that. I'll let them have a turn with Svella, then I've got a Wrath in case. So let's crack this into a 3. What do we want for 3? Sky Scanner. Keep that Ornithopter in case I need to cast a 0 cost for the Paradox Engine. Alright, opponent, you're completely untapped. Esika's Chariot, that's a good one. How do I get rid of that? I could get rid of that cat token. That won't help. Crew 2, when you crew it, you make a token. Yeah, even if I try to get rid of it, it's just going to crew it into a copy right away. Okay, fine. So let's just do a little ping in the air. Exile that into Solemn. Grab a land. Play a Skitterer. Grab a land. Play that, sure. Have 3 mana. Yeah, might as well also play this box. Alright, there we go. So next turn, sacrifice the Solemn, go get a Paradox Engine, and then do gross things. Alright, making a whatever. Make that creature whatever. Could take the damage. Sure. Ugh, that's making copies of that. Okay, no problem. Just gonna die anyway, so just block that. Anything else to play? Yeah, the full art from where? What created? Okay, so they're definitely at critical mass. All right, so what we will do, no problem. Attack with that. Sacrifice that. Draw. Nice. Paradox. Do the little cheer thing here. Exile their chariot. Then trade that for something else. Scrappy tea. Circuit mender. Alright. That draws a card. Let's do a Wrath. Spend all their mana to untap. That's fine. And pass. Alright, so recast that. Uh-oh, they're gonna destroy that. Aw, man. Okay. It's a good play. Recast. Tender shoot, that's bad. Okay, well, that's very bad. Yes. For some amount of insurance, Angel. Yeah, if that doesn't get killed, I'll be okay. But that Wrath definitely needed it for that tender shoot. Alright, Svella. Attack with whatever. Angel protects me. Planar Bridge can help me go get an answer. Okay. Alright, so the only thing that's keeping me alive is this Platinum Angel, but that is not hard at all to take it out. What I need is to get the hexproof. Alright, so there we go. They're gonna do their big old scary Svella effect. Okay, biogenic ooze, who cares? As long as I keep my Platinum Angel alive, who cares? Do I need that? Yeah, I could just start doing damage from the air with a big ol'... $14 in the air. Ha 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 ha. And then, cast a 0 mana. Oh, never mind. I don't have the Paradox Engine anymore. Okay, so as long as they don't kill my 14 in the air, I'm okay. There's many ways to kill it. They're looking at it. They're gonna kill it. Return a card. Yep, there it is. GG, opponent. They got back the only card that mattered. They got back the Destroy artifact. Platinum Angel is an artifact. I was dead. So I wasn't able to get out the mirror shield in time. Done in by a shatter. Alright, so you got the cat lady here. Jenny Faye makes a bunch of cats and dogs. Have a removal, nothing turn 1. Brush Fire Elemental, I need to get rid of that. Alright, Alright, so I guess they're slightly slow. Ugh, stupid. Innkeeper's so powerful for such a simple card. Okay, but in the meantime, I'm gonna go tutor for an answer. Let's see if they actually look at my card. Actually, the better thing would be not even to waste that Banishing Light, just to Wrath, or I'll probably have to wait for later. It'd be better to Wrath later. Okay, Carotid. Goldspan. Yet another broken card. That makes 4 mana at that point. Plus 2 mana left over. 1 card left in hand. Finally bring out my commander. They have 1 card left in hand. They've got this fountain. What does this do again? Pay whatever, untap your creature, create a 1, so they can constantly create these citizens. Pay 2, untap 2 creatures, and draw a card. So untap 2, so it has to untap 2 creatures. I don't even know how does that work. Untap 15 tapped creatures, you win the game. That's so funny. Alright, so hopefully they don't have some removal for that Binding Light. They have 2 cards in hand. They haven't cast their commander yet. They have the Halo thing. Then you're using the Magic Card Maker to make a couple of crazy decks. Print them out. That seems fun. Magic is many ways to be enjoyed, so that sounds good. Alright, so we got Boseiju, sure. Guess what I'll do here is... Look at another amazing alchemy card. They went to go tutor for a naturalize, and of course I'm playing this artifact deck, so they're gonna naturalize the Paradox Engine or the dragon. But they have to pay green for it, so that's annoying. Guess what I should do instead is just put something else scary on the battlefield. So you want to naturalize my 7/7 or my other things? Alright, so they definitely have Naturalize. Are they gonna use it to destroy my 7/7, or are they gonna just use it to destroy my Paradox Engine? Yeah, Alchemy. Keep that Hearthstone effect. Okay, they're gonna get the dragon back. Fine. That makes more dogs, I guess. Untap. Okay, so they are trying to do the 15 creatures. That's got trample, so let's see if they read that. Oop, that's an 8/8. Okay, I guess I didn't really read the card. Whoops, I guess that's because it just gets stronger on its own. Alright, well, we can do it this way as well. Well, I want to cast that Tormod's Crypt, but once I transmute, I'm gonna lose it, but I guess that's what I gotta do. Okay, so let's transmute that into something like an Aether Flux. Just gain a bunch of life, and then I'm out of things. Okay, so it's gonna be a lot of damage actually. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's lethal actually. Whoops. Didn't notice. Okay. That's not lethal. If they attacked with everything, that would have been lethal. I guess I'll block. Yeah, that would have been lethal. They didn't see that. Nice. Okay, so we're gonna do a bunch of card draws. Okay, this is gonna be nice and mean. Okay, so from the top of the deck, play that. Go get a land. Alright, I can copy. I can't copy. Okay, I'm gonna copy actually the Aether Flux Reservoir. Play off the top another artifact. Play off the top another artifact. Don't need to scry. Let's damage them. Then let's transmute this 2 into 3. Do I still have 3 mana things? Put that back to my hand. Thank you. Let's do a another little cheat thing. All right, off the top. Oh, this is going to be annoying. Let's play a Gilded Lotus. So much mana now. Okay. Well, make mana. Make mana. Get the mana back. Just play a bunch of stuff off the top. And they're dead. Double Aetherflux Reservoir. Paradox Engine. Gilded Lotus. Immortal Sun. Came back from 8 life to 60 life. Had getting the timer running out from all my shenanigans. They were definitely trying to do the tap 15 creatures, you win the game. But they had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In order for that to really work, you're going to need Parallel Lives and Anointed Procession to double your tokens. And also Oketra's Monument, which makes tokens when you summon any creature. That's how I would turbocharge that strategy. But yep. Good old Aetherflux Reservoir. Zap him with the Death Star laser. Better than the Urza Bomb. The Golgothan Silex. I can see why Paradox Engine is banned in Commander, but not in Brawl yet. Because all that free mana, I was just making free mana. And then I had 2/0 mana artifacts because of the cost reduction Immortal Sun, taking them from 1 to 0. So I could generate 6, 7, I don't know, 3, 4. I could be generating 8 mana. I don't really have like a huge X spell or something, but 3 mana from the Lotus, cast a 0, untaps, do it again, etc. I could generate so much mana, but it kind of makes me think for a moment. What can we search for this? I want to search for what are X spells in white. Let's see. Mana cost. What is the way that you are supposed to search for X? They had to redo that Halo card from Puzzle Quest. It's at 10 or more tokens, but there was a card that made it 12, that made 12 soldiers. Okay, so that with 30 years of Magic cards, sometimes they slip through the cracks until someone figures out a way to abuse it. So what is the syntax to search for X? Surprised that their help file didn't have it. Search X cost in Scryfall. MX or OX? Or text includes. Oracle is X. Okay, yeah. So color is white, and then has X as the casting cost. That didn't work. It has a mana of X. Oh, there it is. Good old Alabaster Potion, of course. But then, in the format historic, Ascent Ascend from Avernus. Triple white X. Sorcery. Return all cards and planeswalkers with mana X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, and then exile this. So, if I have a bunch of mana, then I could return things. Oh no, here we go. Finale of Glory. Create X white soldiers. So it's not exactly artifact focused, but yeah, I could put a Finale of Glory if I ever get to the point where I'm making so much mana. I obviously have to make a lot of mana, and then I can cast the Finale. And technically I can make a bunch of soldiers, but it's then you get one board sweeper because they're, well, actually if you X is 10 or more, then they're angels as 4/4. So maybe I could put that in there as an extra win condition. Right now the win condition is Aetherflux Reservoir. The win condition is putting double God Pharaoh statue to tax all their stuff for 4 mana. Another win condition is Platinum Angel plus Black Blade Reforged to do like 15 damage at a time. But that could be a thing to do there. What other X's do we have? Horn of Valhalla, Easegard's Call, blah blah blah. Create X11s. Okay, so just another make a bunch of go wide. March of the Otherworldly. Make Chaos, pay X plus ones on it, put a remove a plus, put a counter on that. Rally the Ancestors, return each creature card with CMC X or less from your graveyard, and then they exile them, return to the ranks, return X cards from your graveyard, but they're small, and then Sanguine Sacrament, you gain X life. This gains so much life. Twice X. I pump in 10 mana, gain 20 life. Definitely from the old days of Alabaster Potion. Now, obviously, disavowing the artist, Harold McNeil is literally a Nazi, so get that trash artist out of here. But Alabaster Potion, double white X, give target player X life, or prevent X damage. I remember that was so much fun back in the day, because then just that's such a Tammy effect, right? Gain so much life with X. So those are some ideas there of maybe Finale of Glory might be a white X spell to put into the deck, but what it does at the moment seems to work. Double Aetherflux Reservoirs to get to 50 life faster, and then I did 50 damage. Remember my Underworld Abuse deck? That Little Bones card might fit there. I think I still have it, yeah. Haven't played it in a little while, definitely. It's... yeah, Underworld Abyss. I used to play it as the standard deck, and I don't think it is standard legal anymore. Is it standard legal, or what did I put it as? Oh, historic. So, yeah, that was the deck right there, where Underworld Dreams, and then Peer into the Abyss. I have that combo in a couple of my black decks, but it just never really comes together, because it's out of a 100-card deck, you have to get those two pieces. I think there's a couple of tutors, but it just never felt like it came together. It works definitely as a 60-card deck, because there's 4 ofs, but in a 100-card deck, it doesn't seem that the combo comes together unless you force it with tutors. All right, I've been streaming for 3 hours. Let's do one more game, and then I'll wrap it up. I'll play this white deck one more time. This artifact deck. mono black. Life gain shenanigans. I go first. Probably will have removal happening. Won't play that crypt yet until I know I need it, because if I can keep it for the Paradox Engine. Oops, turn 1 Thoughtseize. Nope. Well, it is pausing for priority in a single black, so that's probably that single black kill spell. Guess we'll play it slower. Rather go aggro with this deck, but we'll set up this way. Something in Japanese, something. Ishi, I believe. Ishi no sho. I think that's what that says. Don't know what it means though. So I'll just kind of set up a little bit here. I'll get Oswald out in a moment. I'm sure they got removal. So if they use it up on this, that'll be fine. Although it's not pausing for priority on my turn. Rep ring. It's pausing for priority on their side. On mine it's not, so actually I was probably safe. I lost a couple turns there. Solemn. I'll probably play that Harmonicon. Yeah, they probably have that one. Sacrifice your own creature to draw a card. Oh, Harmon. I'm missing a land drop. That's annoying. So now there's plenty of targets on the battlefield. Building up their mana. Each player sacrifice a creature. Okay. Guess I'll sacrifice the 3 mana. That's why I was holding up that one single black mana. Alright. Guess they're gonna have one more edict. Okay, that's not too bad. Missing another land drop. Okay, well, this lets me go get a land drop. We have 7 mana to flash back, so Oswald is dead. Actually, that was my mistake. I should have emptied their. That was a freaking mistake. I had the ability to clear their graveyard and I didn't do it. Then that's gonna be summoned back, and hopefully they don't have any more edicts. That was a big mistake. I forgot that my lantern can clear their graveyard, and they had the 7 mana edict. And then Onyx. Okay. Well, this is a pretty good opponent. So GG. Mono black does its thing. which is what my deck does, which is just a lot of removal until critical mass, and they were already there, so got it. Because that's what I would do on my decks as well. On my mono black deck. And now we have the opposite, all colors with Tiamat. This deck also steamrolls, especially if they ramp. Because then you go get all the dragons, and every dragon is good, and obviously they're gonna go get old Nabo, and they do damage and make a bunch of treasures. So I'm not gonna win this one, but we'll play it a little bit. I played against this opponent enough that almost feels like you're gonna win, but you're not. It just definitely reaches a critical mass, and then it just steamrolls. Because even if you remove Tiamat, they've already tutored 5 or 6 dragons that are amazing. So they already got everything that they needed. Surprised that no land drops. Okay, well, I guess that's a good way to end it then. End on a win. Opponent got scared. Alright, that's a good spot to end right there. So it's been a little while since I was last on the stream. But we're back. And then, yeah, I guess kind of, I guess, you know, to be kind of honest, not really loving anymore as before, doing the YouTube thing. Just kind of feel burnt out about it. Putting effort in creating videos and then like not very much activity, and it kind of snowballs in that, you know, I try to put effort on things, but then it doesn't really feel like it gets activity. And I've had this YouTube channel for so many years, and then supposedly so many subscribers, but then not really much activity there. So then it kind of feeds into, well, I don't feel like streaming tonight, because then there's not much activity there too. We did it today. We'll see about next time as well. But if people, you know, I'll be here if you keep coming back. If people aren't here, then there's no point for me to also be back. But thank you those that were here this time, and be back next time.